And we're back. Howdy y'all, this is Ethan Bonreal back at it again with more Earthbound, and last time we were here, we rescued the Mr. Saturns, some freaky-ass aliens with gigantic noses that kinda bother me, from the clutches of Master Belch. Master Belch was a bad dude. He loved enslaving people and forcing them to make fly honey, which he ate. That was cool for a while for him, until he tripped and fell dead, because we killed him. So this time around, we are going to go ahead and beat another boss. Last time when we left off, I got murdered by this boss. This time around, it's not going to go the same way. Hopefully, or rather it isn't, because I'm going to cut the video if it does go the same way, and we are just going to cheat a little bit, just to make this a bit easier on me. So, I'm gonna mash that PSI button, and hope that Ness decides it's not fun to kill his friends. And, you know what, does Jeff have any neat items to use? He is going to go ahead and throw a bottle rocket at the Sprout. Alright. So, how are y'all doing today? I'm asking that pretty early, it's only like 2 minutes in already, but it is like 4:40 a.m. right now, and I was like, you know what, it's time to record a video, y'all, XD. So I'm doing it, and there's nothing anyone can do to stop me, because this is real gay hours, and at real gay hours, I'm my most powerful. So, what did I do today? I went to work. That was kind of annoying. I really wish I did not have to contribute to society in order to, you know, sustain myself, but, you know, whatevs, gotta get into it, gotta deal with it. And it wasn't actually a bad day at work, I just like to complain about it. I don't like my job, though, of course, as I've mentioned several times. There we go, we killed it. You're dead, boss. But, you know, it gave me time to basically think about what I wanted to talk about in this video today, which is I have some notes that I actually lost because I washed my work pants and I can't find the notes I took, but they're mostly in my brain. But we're going to put those on hold for a bit here because we have some plot to deal with. So, Lamau. Hello. That was cute. Ness thought he heard his mother from far away. She said, "Be a thoughtful, strong boy." Ness's soundstone recorded the melody of the Milky Well. So, as usual, when you reach your sanctuary location, you are healed completely and you get your PP refilled. But we haven't done this in a little bit, so we're going to pull out the soundstone and hear how much of the song we have so far. Ness touched the soundstone to his forehead and gathered his thoughts. I actually think that a better gameplay or a game design decision for this would have been to make it so that it automatically plays you how much of the melody you have so far, rather than making you actually have to use the soundstone. Because, like, when you get, like, those 4 notes, actually I think it was probably like 3 notes, that you get after you beat the boss, and you're just kind of like, is that it? Like, we just murdered a giant pile of dirt. Shouldn't we get a little bit more? Because you don't really even get items at the end of dungeons in Earthbound, and you don't really get equipment that often. In fact, you're more likely to get equipment outside of a dungeon in some cases. But, again, it's just that kind of game. It breaks a lot of RPG tropes and stuff, and also, if you have a lot of items in dungeons, you have to program them in there, so it'd probably help them get this done a little bit more quickly when they were making the game. And also, it's just a neat aesthetic choice. Like, why would this random cave just be full of baseball bats and guns for these kids to use? And also, who taught Jeff how to use those guns? But that's something to worry about other times, because we are gonna probably level grind a little bit, maybe. Should I do it on screen? I'm debating. I'll do like 2 or 3 battles, and if I get annoyed by it, we're just gonna go straight to Saturn Valley and peace the fuck out and move on with the game. Sound legit? Thumbs up. But as far as what I wanted to talk about today, oh my gosh, see, I always struggle with segueing into this, so I'm just gonna say it, and I'm not gonna complain about it being awkward. So, today I was kind of thinking about myself and some of the things I have going on with me. And one of the things I've grown to appreciate about myself is that I'm very willing to suffer or feel bad to like make progress in my life, and that's not me kind of saying that suffering is necessary for success in life, but it's like I'm after let's see, how old am I now? So after probably like the first half of my life, in which I spent most of my time basically, like, the second anything went wrong, I was just like, this is stupid, I don't want to do this anymore, and I just gave up very quickly if I wasn't doing something perfectly the second I tried it. Like, I remember in, let's see, I think it was 4th grade, I, like, had a mental breakdown at school over a paper I was supposed to write, and it wasn't even really a paper, like, at that age, like, you're just writing a literal single, like, 3 paragraphs, basically, and I just, like, it wasn't exactly right, and so I was like, this is stupid, I don't want to do anything, I'm never gonna be good at this, and so I just was like, fuck this, and I just literally, very dramatically and homosexually, just, like, viscerally ripped my paper apart just for the drama of it. In the middle of class, and then my teacher was like, why would you do that? And then I was like, because, and then I just refused to give an answer because I was mad and I didn't feel like talking. And so she just plopped me down in front of a computer and was like, well, you're gonna type it now so that you don't waste paper, because I also, like, I basically ate school supplies, like, I just refused to keep up with them out of just the sheer premise I shouldn't have to, you know, use resources that aren't readily available to me. So I basically was just, like, always being given paper by my teacher, and she was like, well, you're not just gonna throw this paper away that I buy with my own money. And I didn't understand because I was a child and I didn't have a concept of that. But I was like, whatever. And so, like, I started typing something on the computer, and then I just gave up and deleted that too. And then she was like, well, you're still getting a grade for it. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And she was like, yes, a 0. And I was like, why are you the literal devil? But the reason I bring this up is, for one, to emphasize that I've always just been really gay and dramatic, and then 2, because I don't do that no more, and I'm glad about it. I'm real glad about it, because it really would have ruined my life if I continued to do that, basically. And I think part of that just comes from being a little bit less harsh on myself. Because part of the reason why I reacted so harshly was like, well, if I'm not good at something, I'm basically a bad person, or just like, I suck as a person. And so I just avoided, like, if I couldn't do something easily, I just would not try to do it. And it makes me think about how a lot of people I know, and I mean, this is something I still struggle with, a lot of gay people I know actually learn pretty early in their lives to give up on themselves. And what I mean by that is that we have people in our lives that tend to be very critical of us in the way we do things. So I'm thinking of, like, all the times my dad tried to get me to do sports, and I was basically bad at it because I was just, like, really, well, I was just really gay and pissy, and I was like, I don't want to do this is hard. And then he was like, well, what the fuck, basically, and got cranky at me, and that just made me want to do it even less, so I just kind of gave up on it, because I didn't get that kind of reassurance, because that's just not the kind of relationship I had with my dad at that point. So I basically just learned to give up, and I didn't really have guidance for that kind of thing. And I see that in my friends a lot, where and I've vaguely talked about this too, with, like, people settling in romantic relationships and even just friendships, where they're like, you know, if I don't immediately get what I want, I'm just gonna give up on ever getting it, to an extent, or I'm just not gonna even really try for it. And so we're gonna take a nap in this hotel. Oh, awesome, Jeff fixed the broken iron. We got another fucking slime generator. We need to sell those. We have like 3 of them, right? Let me see. Also, we have a long-ass walk back to Threed. Because in this game, there is no fucking warp points. You just have to walk fucking everywhere. For the most part. We're gonna subvert that in a bit, but we're... right now, we're hoofing it, which is a little bit annoying. So, like I was saying, you know, we learn to give up on ourselves a lot. And I realized that that's a pattern throughout my life, and that's something I still struggle with. Like, I think about, part of the reason why I don't work out is because, I mean, to be blunt, is basically because I'm gay, and I feel like I just look really gay, and everyone's gonna be like, wow, look how fucking faggy that nerd looks while he's just struggling with this. And I realize that's like self-deception on my part. But you know, it's still something I feel and I gotta deal with. And I'm not saying like straight people don't have that kind of problem, or like self-image problems, or self-esteem problems, but specifically, like, this relates to me just being a big ol' homo, because I was teased for my inability to be physically inclined, and so I just gave up on it, and now, later in life, when I'm more interested in it, it's, like, hard for me to get into it or see it as something I even really want to do. Because I always have really complicated feelings about exercise. Like, I think theoretically, if I wasn't so anxious about it, I would enjoy it more, and I would see it as something good. And I also think that theoretically, if, like, I just had a higher view in general of what I could accomplish, that I would see it as a positive thing. Because it's like, when you work out and you don't see instant results, it's real easy to just give up and be like, okay, like, I'm struggling to do this and I'm not even getting what I fucking want out of it. Like, where's the dick at, please? Like, this is really why I'm here, so, like, why can't I just get it? And again, that's not how things work. You gotta suffer a little bit to get to that point. You gotta really do it. But even though I have issues with stuff like working out, I still do other things for myself, because I tend to be more self-aware of that habit of myself to just give up, basically, when things don't go so well. And I'd like to say now that tenacity is basically like a personality trait of mine. I'm pretty persistent, and I don't really give up on myself. And you've heard me say this in videos before. As a matter of fact, I just refuse to give up on myself and people I care about. And the reason why I say that all the time is because it's actually my way of self-brainwashing, because, oh my god, this conversation is getting fun. So, y'all have asked me, like, repeatedly, like, how do you deal with being, like, a big ol' anxious homo, or just, like, not feeling good about yourself? And my solution was basically to, like, self-brainwash myself in a lot of ways. So when I say stuff like, you know, I never give up on myself or other people, that's actually me self-hypnotizing a little bit. And a lot of the more boisterous things I say, and the more... Oh. Yellow. Okay, Dad. Okay. Okay. No, it's not time for me to take a break. Alright. Well, I'm busy talking to my viewers, so you can worry about yourself, please, TY. Bye. So, anyway, oh shit, where the fuck was I? Oh my god, I'm gonna have to try to... my god, my brain. Okay, there we go. Okay, I remember. So, part of the reason I say the things I say is because I'm basically convincing myself that I am those things, and those are traits I should have, because they're things I value, and they're things I want to have be part of me, even though they're things I struggle with. Hey, Thank you for bringing peace and happiness back to Threed. Thanks, peace, love. Okay, what about you? Since the leader of the monsters is gone, the ghost in the tunnel have disappeared. The buses can get through the tunnel now. I won't forget you. Won't you come back to Threed sometime? Actually, no, we will never come back to Threed sometime. And that's totally fine, because we've been here for like 3 or 4 episodes, and I'm really ready to be not here, so we're gonna peace the fuck out. And let me check what our PP is at. We're mostly full on all of our statuses, so we're gonna just roll on out of here. So we need to head to the bus stop, and we're gonna take the bus to the next area. But, oh, whoops. Yeah, you're not supposed to. So this is a funny part of Earthbound. If you use the bus stop signs while you're standing in the street, it actually won't come because it doesn't want to run you the fuck over. Which I'm pretty sure is like a law or something, but that works. Oh, it looks like the next bus will come pretty soon. Oh, that's so handy. That never happens. I actually used to ride the bus to school, and I stopped riding the bus because the bus to go back home was like consistently late, and I had like 3 or 4 days in a row where the bus basically just did not come. And I had to wait downtown outside in the middle of the night, like, for 2 hours before a bus just finally came. And it was, like, the last one, too. So I was like, holy shit, if I had have, like, gave up on the bus and, like, walked back inside, I would have just been outside forever, basically, because I didn't have my phone charger on me, and that was really spooky. So I decided to not do that, but I ended up burning up all the money I saved. TLDR, public transportation can be the devil. Man, it's bumper to bumper. My job is to drive, so I can't get off the bus. It's up to you if you want to get off the bus and walk around in the desert. Hey, it's a free country. You can do whatever the fuck you want, kids. So unfortunate for Ness, Paula, and Jeff, they happen to belong to a group of people who just roast in the sun. I can't relate, but you know, we will solve that issue for them, so we're gonna go buy some moist towelettes for them. Where can we get those from? We can get those right here. There we go. So we're gonna get, like, how much space do we have? We're gonna get 2 of them. Honestly, it's not gonna be super helpful because you will get the status effect sunburn or sunstroke like a lot while you're out here, and it basically handles the same as poison. Some people say that Ness is slightly more resistant to sunstroke than the other characters because he has a hat, and it seems like he gets it at a slower rate. But I think that's actually a pile of bullshit, and that's just people looking to fill out the trivia section on the wiki, but whatever. Let's see if this nerd has anything to buy. Oh my god, oh hey. Hey, a Mr. Baseball Bat. That is a damage upgrade. I love those, but our inventory is full, so we are going to actually sell some shit because, oh my god, this is what happens when you mash that button. You don't hit the sell button. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna get rid of this. Damn. See, this shit's hard. This is annoying. We're gonna actually just sell the bat because we don't even need it because we're buying another one. And then this is what I was talking about, like, when I'm always complaining that inventory space is such a luxury in this fucking game that it is really hard to handle all the items they give you, because they give you a lot of neat shit, like this fucking jar of fly honey or whatever, and this rust promoter, which is strong against robotic enemies. But, like, I don't have the inventory space to handle it, and I even use the items in battle on occasion, like I use the bottle rockets, but get the fuck out of here, you protractor. But it's a little bit annoying. It's like Paper Mario. Paper Mario is really bad about that. Like, they give you so little inventory space, but they give you so much shit to use in battle constantly that it just really gets a little bit ridiculous. And we will sell... We're gonna sell Paula's ribbon. I regret buying that in the previous part, but I just wanted to show that you could get it. Okay, let's, we'll sell one more thing. Does she has a broken spray can. I need to give that to Jeff. We're gonna actually hold on to all of this. And... Oh, oops, that's the same inventory I was just looking at. We're gonna sell one of these slime generators. Oh man, that sells for a good amount. And now we are gonna finally buy the Mr. Baseball bat. Thank you. There we go. Ness needed that. And he got that juicy-ass offense upgrade, baby. Okay, and what do you got to say, nerd? We are also running an inn, mister. It's $210 a night if you want to stay here. Nope, that's highway robbery, so I will see you later, you fuckers. And we're out. So, we're gonna have these kids burning up in the desert, and it's gonna be wonderful. But, oh, hey, it's a murder mole. Forgot that's not one of the friendly ones, so we gotta beat this dude up. There we go. He's feeling strange, because he knows he's about to get his feelings hurt, which is why he's now tame. Good for you, mole. Oh, and I forgot, we already have a new dude for Jeff. Shh, don't talk too loud. What do you want to buy? Alright, so we are gonna give him that. Jeff, you literally just got into the sun. Why do you have sunstroke, dude? Okay, and I want to equip that. That's like a 4 damage upgrade. That's not too big, but... what else do you have for me, dude? We got bombs, bottle rockets. We'll buy 2 bottle rockets. And we need to have those in Jeff's inventory to actually use them. Oh, actually. You know, something also neat you can do is... Don't forget Ness is a healer himself, so you can actually use your PSI to heal the sunstroke. However, it is a massive drain on resources because... Oh, hey, a Booka. She's giving me very first-time drag looks. That's a little bit cute. Anyway. Oh my god, these things look so silly. I love them. So we are gonna just kill these. So you need to be careful about them smiling spheres to the left, because those fuckers explode, and it's really gonna hurt your feelings when they just murder you. Oh hey, you are resistant to that. That's cute. Also, they're one of the enemies that we're gonna start encountering that actually can use PSI themselves, which means those are one of the enemies that can just abruptly kill you to death, which is not good for our party, because we're already dealing with the sunstroke. What the fuck, why didn't it work on you? Whatever. Also, this, I'm not gonna lie, this can be either like a real easy place to go through or real hard. It just really depends on the spawn rate of the enemies. Like, if you just run into like 5 smiling spheres in a row, though, like, you are gonna get your... Okay, that's fine. The reason why that is fine is because we have 2 cups of life noodles, and I'm just gonna show them off. Technically, it's more efficient for me to walk my ass back there and go to a doctor, but we are not going to do that. Oh, shit. Oh, I forgot. It's in Paula's inventory, so we have to give it to Ness first. This is really tedious, incidentally. We have to give it to Ness first, and then Ness has to pull it out of his backpack and shove it in Paula's dead mouth. There you go, she's alive now. But she's got a whole 1 HP, so let's grab this butterfly. I guess I should probably continue the conversation I was just having about trying and stuff. So part of the reason I even brought it up was basically, I have a lot of people I've known on and offline who basically just like, oh, your HP's full, what the fuck am I doing? I'm such a scrub. Who basically just assume that like they're lazy as part of their personality, but what I suspect, and this isn't 100%, this isn't for everyone, but the fuck, you too good to talk to me, nerd? Okay, so he's meditating, or meditating, I don't know why I said meditating. But they describe themselves as lazy, or they just don't try to do things, but I think it's because we're taught not to try, basically, because people tend to judge us very harshly. And then we learn to judge ourselves harshly, which, in order to deal with that, we just don't try at a lot of things. Which sucks, that's kinda shitty, but, it's whatevs, you gotta just deal with it. And I think that's part of becoming a functioning adult, is kind of being more willing to try at these kind of things. And see that sometimes you have to really push yourself for you. And I think the other half of it too is that a lot of times we learn not to push ourselves for ourselves because we don't think we are worth the effort, basically, which is also very sad, but that's whatever. That's just 5:04 a.m. depression feels, so get into it. Let's see, there's a couple life noodles. That is very handy. So if you can't guess, the life noodles are basically Phoenix Downs, but they have the added benefit of also curing status ailments. So if you start amassing a lot of them, you can actually just start using them to heal status ailments too. Oh, the fuck is this? Check. Ness spotted something shiny. It was a set of contact lenses. Okay, well that's neat. And I kind of don't want to deal with those enemies, but at the same time, oh shit, they got sunstroke, so let's check everyone's status. Paula is burning to a crisp. We are going to help her out with this. I think this is actually probably one of the, even though I just complained about it, one of the neater sections of the game, just because, for one, this is a very bizarre setting. Like, we have these kids running around in the desert getting sunstroke and, literally, beating buffaloes with bats and shooting them with guns. For what reason, I basically forgot. Because Earthbound, it's real easy to forget why you're out here fighting these random animals throughout the story. But as always, the story is Ness needs to get woke enough to combine his power with the Earth so that he can save the day. I'm pretty sure Jeff never even learns, why we are on this adventure. He just kind of shows up and you drag him around and he's just like, whatevs, I wanted friends anyway. There we go. I'll record for maybe 2 more minutes. So another conversation I wanted to have, and this is going to be a real quick-ass conversation too, because we gotta condense this, is that I think next episode I'm going to talk about gay friendships, and some things I've noticed that we do when we're friends with people who are also gay or part of the LGBTQ community more broadly, just because, again, I don't see people talking about that much, and sometimes I see people on Tumblr or the internet talking about stuff like this, and they paint it as very pastel cute XD, but actually can be real ugly, and we can be real fucking mean to each other. And it's not because we're bad people, we just, a lot of us have suffered a lot, sadly, and we don't necessarily got people training. Because that's the thing, we really do, if you start integrating yourself into a gay community, you really basically start learning, you learn a lot in those first few months. You basically are learning to be yourself, but also learning how to interact with people more openly. Because you're trying to decide, should I still be hiding part of myself from people? And then you're like, well, wait a minute, I don't need to. Everyone else here is a faggot also. But on the flip side of that, you're like, well, how do I be myself? I had forgotten. I haven't had to do that in so long. And so something people have noticed and talked about is that gays can be a little bit much. Our friendships can be real ultra intense. We get real fucking close and we basically just shove each other directly into our booty holes, but in a platonic way, and just absorb each other for nutrients. And then we get disgusted by each other a week later because we never learn how to have that kind of conflict resolution. And again, this isn't everyone, because I can feel someone just clattering at their keyboard, being like, why do you make gays look so bad? And my answer to that is, this is just for depressed ultra homos, so chill out, nerd. There we go, I was looking for that. Not the butterfly, the box. And, oh shit. Okay, that's fine. So this will be the last fight for the game. And like I said, I'll talk more about this in the next part. But in the meantime, we have some desert animals to murder. I'm assuming you're weak to PSI freeze, which is a very useful attack. Also, those buffalo will probably one or two shot Jeff and Paula, which is really the sad tragedy of both of those characters. They're both really neat. They have neat ways of doing damage, but man, they just have a bad case of tripping and falling dead for the entire game, and it's very frustrating. And then later in the game, I'm not gonna spoil it, but something happens, and they basically just end up becoming extra item storage for Ness, who ends up being the strong. He just stays the strongest party member, basically, which is sad. But anyway, I've been recording for like 30 minutes now. I feel like this was pretty solid commentary. I'm probably going to work on another episode after this, because I work the day after tomorrow. And I want to have an episode to release when I'm fully woke after work. Or I want to have an episode to release when I'm at work. So I'll do that. But in the meantime, I'm going to catch you nerds later. These kids are going to fry in the desert because it builds character, I guess, or whatever. They're learning that gay suffering deluxe will make you stronger. And in the meantime, in between time, thank y'all for watching, have a good one, and goodbye.